So welcome to our video marketing office hours done by the Video Marketing Study Group and the HUBSPOT community. We'll talk a little bit about all these connections and how we use these office hours to answer your questions, to show you questions that people share in the HUBSPOT community. If you have questions during the presentation, tell us in the chat. For now, introduce yourselves, let us know who you are, where you're coming from, and which company you are working with. We always like to connect with fellow videographers, fellow marketers all around the world. I'm Gabriel Marguglio. I'm the CEO of Nextiny Marketing, and very excited to be here today. On a personal note, I have 4 kids, an awesome wife who's also my partner. I love typewriters. These are real. We cook a lot in the house, and my wife collects a lot of books. They're all recipe books, so we are always cooking a new recipe in this house. How about you, Aaron? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks so much. Hey guys, I'm Aaron Oberdick. I'm the video marketing manager here at Nextiny Marketing. So really excited to be here with you. I guess on a personal note, I got a dog and a cat. I'm a new homeowner kind of, and things are looking good. So yeah, excited to just be here and connect with you all.
Awesome. I can see some more people connecting. Jeff, David, thank you for connecting today. We're gonna first of all let you know, if you don't know already, a lot of you came from the community or from HUBSPOT Academy, but we want to make sure that everybody connects on the HUBSPOT Video Marketing Study Group. We're going to copy the link on the chat. The idea of the HUBSPOT Video Marketing Study Group in the HUBSPOT community is all about answering your questions and sharing with each other, learning from each other. So the idea is, number one, you can come to our boot camps, come to our workshops, come to these video office hours as you are today. But then also, if you have any questions during the week, any questions when you're working on your projects, or any questions related to video marketing, video production, utilizing video for marketing, sales, service, growing your business in general, this community is growing incredibly. We're already 400 plus members, which is awesome. And it is in the HUBSPOT community. So the HUBSPOT community has a video marketing study group, and we're there answering your questions. It's a great community, and we're always helping each other. We're always answering there. So if you have any questions after today's presentation, you can always go there, become a member, enjoy, the different conversations, join the conversation, and ask us any questions. Our last workshop, our last hug workshop, we also run the video hug for HUBSPOT. It's the HUBSPOT user group, was on October 28th. It was about measuring the success of video marketing efforts. We have also a link to share here. The idea of this hub was to talk about all the things you need to know, software you need to use, which metrics do you need to follow, what kind of metrics you use depending on what your goals are. If you're trying to do lead generation, if you're trying to do brand affinity marketing, we talked about a lot of those things. In that link, you can actually see the whole presentation. And also we created an article that goes through the whole presentation, has a lot of the slides, has the video on it, and other resources there too. So just go check us, check that resource app. And we have these workshops regularly other than the office hours. Do you want to go through the agenda today, Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do a lot of explaining what we talked about at the last office hours, but we're going to talk a bit more about the HUBSPOT Bootcamp for video marketing, sales, and service. So we're going to kind of break it down. It's a 6-week course, and so we're just going to talk a little bit about the ins and outs of that. Then we're going to kind of jump into some study group questions. There was, I believe, 4 questions I saw that we're going to answer there. So we'll talk about that. And again, if you have questions after this, we'll answer that during the Q&A there. But there's also DJI Mavic 3 that came out a couple weeks ago. I know we talked about it in the last office hours, but I just want to touch a little bit more on that before we wrap it all up. So
Aaron is our DJI expert and drone aficionado here. So not only an FAA pilot, but also does amazing drone shots. And definitely more to talk about that, right? So always very
Yeah,
exciting
I
to
couldn't
get
let an
new toys.
couldn't let an office hours go without talking about a drone, right? So
Definitely, definitely, definitely. So let's get into the boot camp. So the question that we always get is, why would I go to a boot camp instead of going to the office hours or coming to your workshops? Yeah, a lot of the content is going to be similar, but the idea of the boot camp is for you to actually do these things. So the boot camp will have a workbook that on a week-to-week basis is a 6-week program. On a week-to-week basis, you'll be able to actually start creating videos. You'll be able to get better on the quality. I'll share the link to register to the bootcamp. You can check us out there. You can check what we're going to talk about. But today we'll give you a little bit of a preview of what the bootcamp is all about. The idea is not only you'll get some of the theory, you'll get some examples, but also the idea is we will work together as a team. Only 50 participants, so you're going to get a lot of attention on this. We'll use the office hours to answer more questions, to engage even more, and we'll use the HUBSPOT community to answer questions and to go through the different tasks that we're going to make you do during the bootcamp. But the idea of the bootcamp is for you to do these things every day. The idea is throughout the 6 weeks, you're going to have 2 paths, and we want you to go through both of them. One is video strategy. We want you to get better at video strategy, analyzing your goals, understanding how you're going to use video to create a bigger impact on your marketing, sales, customer service efforts, and create that strategy in your initial videos with the script, with where the videos are going to be hosted, how you're going to measure success, all those things. You're going to go through all that. And the other path we want to take you through is just creating a lot of video. You're going to create a lot of video throughout the 6 weeks. You're going to create your own email signature video. You're going to create a product video, a testimonial video. And in the beginning, you'll see that it's hard, and depending on where you are, you may do video every day, but this might be the first time you do video. You'll start getting better and better, no matter where you are on the video quality, the production, or how to use it on the different efforts. You're going to learn a lot, because we'll take you from there and we'll give you feedback to get better and better. Some people are going to be creating their first video on week 1. Some people are going to be creating video like they do every day. So there's always something to learn. There's always something to get better. So we definitely recommend this. It's all about actionable takeaways. You're going to work with us on a weekly basis. And if all of that wasn't enough, you're going to get a bootcamp certification through HUBSPOT Academy. This is an official HUBSPOT Academy certification, so it's pretty cool. We're very excited about these bootcamps. Let's talk a little bit more about what we're going to see on a week-to-week basis. So as you can see, very structured introduction to video, pre-production, production, post-production, then marketing ideas, and then measuring success. We want to make sure that you understand from the initial aspects of why using video, the latest metrics, the latest software, measuring what KPIs you need to measure, how to connect your goals to using video to generate more success on marketing, sales, and service. So all of that up to the point where you're creating video on an ongoing basis and making these efforts grow over time. So it's going to be very in-depth. We're going to have 55-minute presentations every week for 6 weeks. And then you're going to have 2 to 3 hours of work every week to actually get on. We're going to have a separate private Slack channel where you're going to be able to engage and share your videos and get feedback from the team and get feedback from the other participants. Very engaging. We're very excited about this one. Go ahead, Aaron, all yours.
Awesome. All right, I'll take it over from here. So thank you for listening to that. First off, hopefully you go and register for the bootcamp. We'd be really excited to have you there. Like Gabriel mentioned, there's up to 50 people that are in it, and we will individually be checking out your videos, your scripts that you're creating every week in, week out. So we'll give you personal detailed information and feedback on all of that. So definitely go register for that if you're interested. Now we're going to go ahead and shift over to some study group questions that we got over in the HUBSPOT marketing group there. So the first question we had poke in was, due to restrictions, I cannot film on location for a client. So can I do anything for them? And yeah, there's a number of things you can really do for a client without actually being on location shooting. And the first things first, ask one of their internal employees if they're able to capture anything. So we actually have dealt with this at Nextiny where we can't go into somewhere, for some reason or another. So we asked an internal person, hey, do you have the ability to capture anything so we can push things forward? So we had an internal employee go into this retirement community and they did several interviews just via their phone. And then we recommended a relatively inexpensive microphone for them. So they basically just hooked up that microphone to the phone, captured a few interviews, and then sent us that footage. It was a person who's never captured video before, so they weren't really used to it, but we guided them with just some sort of guidelines. And then they captured it, sent it to us, and we were able to produce a finalized video for them. So that's always one great option. Another great option is going to be stock footage. So, of course, if you have any audio from someone doing an interview previously, or if, again, they can capture that audio somehow, then you can always go in and try to find relevant footage that kind of what they're speaking to and alluding to. And then you can overlay that B-roll and that stock footage over top that voice to kind of complete a video there as well. But those are just some options you can have. Now, I did tell you guys I'm a big drone guy, so drones are always an option, of course, too. You can get those aerial shots, again, kind of relating to that stock footage and just overlaying atop of voice. But it's just another option of staying a far distance away due to health restrictions or whatever it may be, and still capturing those shots. So hopefully that kind of opens the door and gives you an opportunity to still create content whilst not being able to go on actual location.
Definitely. And I just shared also an article that we have in our website that is how to build a professional quality video studio at home. That's another way to empower your clients, your team, your other locations. You can send them a little video studio or you can have them build one. We've done that for many clients, and then they can capture great video remotely for you.
Absolutely. And then like last two things I'm thinking of, obviously a remote testimonial video through Zoom, FaceTime, etc., whatever that may be. Of course, you can do that fully remote and then overlay relative shots to that. And then last, we have the animation videos, right? So if you can't go in person, why not explore other options? Maybe an animation video would be perfect for a scenario that they're trying to do, and you don't even need to actually capture anything. So definitely explore all your options when it comes to not being able to get in and shooting in person there. All right, so second question we have here, I recorded an email signature video, but I forgot to record my audio. So can I somehow record this and add it in? So the answer is yes, but no. I mean, hypothetically you can, but ideally it's going to just be better off to re-record it overall and do it again. Yeah, I've seen people try to dub over their voice. Basically, they'll say three sentences, right? And so their first sentence, they'll dub that over. And then the second and third, they'll just record it normally and overlay B-roll. But the difficult thing is just lining up your words with your mouth. It's just not viable. And I would, for something as simple as an email signature video, of course, I think re-recording that and just spending the extra 10, 15 minutes to get reset up, re-recording it. That way it's proper. You don't want to have a video also that's not perfect, right? You don't want something that's not going to be the best of your abilities and then put it out there in public and then just let it live, right? You want to make sure that you can capture video to the best of your ability. So if you didn't get audio, I mean, it's unfortunate, but just set it up, redo it. It's going to be so much better in the long run if you do that. So highly recommend that. Now, a third question we had, I found this one a little interesting. I just found this group. Where do I begin? So I just wanted to address this for any new people that might be attending office hours as well. So we have a really good video marketing guide that gives really just basic surface level information on video marketing, which let's share this link down in the chat. But the resource will really provide you with info, why you should be creating videos, how to create videos, what videos you should begin with. So let me know if you guys have any questions reviewing that guide. And of course, you can ask that at the end here. And then the last question was, I have a budget of around $100. So what should I look first in video gear? And so everyone's mind immediately goes, okay, I'm capturing video. I have a budget. the first thing I need is a video camera. And that's not necessarily true, right? Because most of us are walking around with smartphones in our pockets. Most smartphones now can record in 1080p, which is full high definition, or even 4K now. With that becoming the industry standard, we're seeing a lot of newer smartphones record 4K video. So why not utilize that as your video camera right off the bat? You don't have to budget and go and get a really nice high-end camera. Take advantage of your cell phone. It probably shoots really good video. So I always recommend the first gear that you want to get, if you have a budget of this nature, look at like a lavalier microphone that you can plug straight into your phone. This is going to go right in. It's going to cost you somewhere around 10 to 20 US dollars. But it'll plug in, you'll get high quality audio, and you can complement that high quality video from your phone with the high quality audio. So of course that leaves you with, you know, still $80-ish. So I always recommend from there, maybe look at a little rig for your phone. So obviously shooting with your phone, it's a little bit difficult. You know, you might have a case on it, but that might be all. So you might want to find the little rig, gives you 2 little handlebars or something where you can just get a better grip on the phone overall, or pick up a little tripod. You can always pick up those little kickstand tripods. Phone will attach right on it, and that way when you're doing an interview or you're shooting yourself, you can just have it stable and you don't have to hold it or have it mounted anywhere. So that's kind of just the recommendations that I would send over for a budget of that nature. And of course, the camera thing, you can always look at that down the road when you have an increased budget. I would also recommend an LED light as well. You know, you can get those little square LED lights. They're portable. Typically, they're USB charged. So I want to say those run anywhere between $10 and $20 too. So, you know, for $100 budget, you can still get a nice setup, you know, if you complement your phone with some accessories. So those are just some things I would definitely recommend. Those are our Q&A that we had for this week. But as I mentioned, I know we talked about this a little bit in our last office hours 2 weeks ago, but DJI did put out the new Mavic 3 drone. So this is kind of the industry standard when it comes to drones now. You can see they put out it's a micro 4/3 camera. So this is an improvement upon the last rendition, the Mavic 2, which had a 1-inch sensor. Basically, this just allows you to capture more light. And so you can just get an overall clarity in your image. But the craziest thing is it actually has 2 lenses on it. And so it has a zoom lens above that 4/3 inch camera, and it has a 28 times zoom. So this is what I was talking about when you need to stay very far away from someone, but maybe still need to capture them close up. You could use something like this, zoom in 28 times, and then capture like almost a talking head. And the drone's so far away that you wouldn't be able to hear that audio. So just an option to potentially explore. Now it shoots 5.1K video. So of course, we've all heard the term 4K. 5.1 is larger, so it just kind of gives you that wiggle room. You can shape around and move your frame in when you're editing. It has omnidirectional obstacle sensing, so it's got sensors left, right, up, down, back, front. You can try to run this thing into a wall, and it'll stop before it'll actually run into it. I've personally tried doing that. So definitely, I wouldn't recommend doing it, but it will definitely stop before it runs into something. It's got 46 minutes of total flight time. So that's just an improvement overall from the Mavic 2. I think that was about 36 minutes. So the new transmission system, this is really cool. If anyone's ever flown a drone ever, you have most likely had latency, you've had drop off, you've had disconnects if you get the drone too far. So with their new transmission system, they're actually able to stream it went from a 720p signal up to a 1080p signal. So you can stream in full high definition now. And then that latency drop off is a lot less now. They've improved upon that technology. And then the last thing, they just have all their autonomous flight features that they used to have in there. They have interesting things like active track, where you can simply select yourself on your phone and the drone will just follow you. So those things are just been improved upon and whatnot. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this again because it really is the industry standard for drones. You know, we used to see Hollywood rigs with 100-pound drones in the air carrying around a 20-pound camera, and now they've, within a couple years, have built that into this little guy. So it's just really exciting time for the drone industry for sure. All right, let's move on. Actually, that's going to wrap up the presentation. So feel free to drop any questions in the chat if you guys may have. I'll hang out here for a little bit of time and answer those questions. If you guys don't have any questions, but do find yourself having them later down the road, like Gabriel mentioned earlier, feel free to join our HubSpot community. We'll put the link again in the chat here, but make sure you join that. You can ask any questions there. You might even be featured on one of our office hours in the future. We'll answer one of your questions here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah, and remember, we are there to help you. We'll answer any questions in the community, and also we have the workshops with the VideoHUB and the bootcamp coming up in February. So if you want to sign up, people are already signing up, and there's only 50 spaces. So I would recommend signing up and getting started with the prerequisites and stuff like that as soon as possible. And like I said, if you have any questions about the bootcamp or about any video efforts you're doing, you can let us know right now. We can answer them. That's what this office hour is all about. It's fueled by your questions and your requests, either live or in the community. And if you're watching this later on, because everybody has their life and their kids and their families and their businesses and their jobs. Not everybody can connect, but if you're watching this later on, you can always ask us questions in the HubSpot community. So you have the links already in the chat. The last links all covered with the HubSpot Bootcamp, the HubSpot Academy Bootcamp that starts in February, the community, the video marketing study group in HubSpot community, and also just connect to us with the HubSpot video marketing HubSpot user group. So any other questions, guys?
I do see Daryl was asking what the microphone was that I was mentioning to use with the iPhone. So Daryl, there's what I was referring to specifically was called a lavalier microphone, and I do have a link for you. It's an Amazon link. If I'll just send you right to one of those. But basically what it is it's a little clip-on microphone that you can put on a shirt, and typically it's cabled. You can get wireless ones, but they are a lot more expensive. But typically they'll plug straight into your phone and it'll automatically detect that. So when you record through like your voice notes or anything of that nature, it'll record a really high quality audio sound frame. So definitely recommend that.
And they have both types. They have the audio jack, and they also have the iPhone jack. So keep that in mind. If you have an iPhone, new iPhones don't have the audio jack. So make sure you buy the little lightning, whatever they call it. So
lightning adapter there. And while we're talking about microphones, there's the other option would be your shotgun microphone. So they also have shotgun microphones that plug straight into phones as well with an iPhone or a 1/4 inch jack. So I would recommend either a lavalier or a shotgun microphone.
So Tawachi has a question. When you set up a marketing video, how do you know that you're creating the right content? Well, that's a loaded question, but definitely, Aaron, if you want to start talking a little bit about goals, strategy, and all that stuff, the right content has to do with the audience. What is the audience going to expect from you, right?
Absolutely.
If it's an ad, you can create something that people will get excited about and engaged about. But if you're creating a video that is a marketing video, that marketing video could be educational, could be entertaining, could be a lot of different things. So it depends on what the goal is, right, Aaron?
Absolutely, yeah. And just piggybacking off there, if you have a lot of questions coming in on the sales, make a sales FAQ video, right? So it's really just finding the intention. What's your reasoning? What's your audience? What are they trying to get out of the video? And then creating the video content around their ultimate goals. So obviously we're going to speak a lot more about this during our boot camp. So feel free to sign up for that, register for that, because we will definitely go in intricate detail on all of that kind of on a week by week basis. And I think we also have a hug kind of touching a lot about that too. I'll find a link on that and send it your way as well.
Yeah, I'm also sharing a link with a downloadable that we put together with 100 video ideas. This is actually a really cool feature that a really cool resource that allows you to, go through a list of 100 or more ideas for marketing, sales, and service, customer service videos. We use this a lot because at the end of the day, sometimes you lose kind of like the reason why you're doing the video. You need to remember that each video has to have one goal. You can't do a video for everything. Yes, there are, culture videos or homepage videos that are more generic, but the homepage video has to have a goal. The whole goal is to engage someone as much as possible, so they want to stay on the website and they want to do something else. So that video cannot be an hour and a half, and it cannot be 3 seconds, right? So depending on the video, depending on the goals, depending on the audience, depending on where that video is going to live, YouTube, your website, an email, and of course that's not an email because video doesn't go on email, but a link to a video. Depending on what the goal is, what the audience is, what you're trying to achieve, then you need to do different types of videos. So that guide gives you ideas for all kinds of different videos for marketing, sales, and service.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, guys? And of course, we, like we always say, if you have any other questions, you can always go to the HUBSPOT community, the video marketing study group. We have the bootcamp, the study group, the community. So the video marketing study group, and let us know your questions, share with us your projects, and we'll give you some feedback. Daryl, Aaron, do you want to go through it?
Oh, how much does Aaron budget for musical instruments and accessories? A lot, a lot. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of music. Music and video complement each other, so they kind of go hand in hand. I can kind of play anything as long as you hand it over to me. So I got some more guitars on the other corner too, Daryl. So maybe one day I'll set up the office hours in an opposite angle here.
Yeah, I can have a drum set and you can have the guitars and we can do a little live music. That's what we should do.
Awesome. David just says thanks. Thanks, David, for coming. Appreciate it.
Awesome, guys. Let us know if you have any other questions in the community. We'll stay in touch. Connect with us 2 weeks from now. We have another office hours, and we're going to be sharing more news on the boot camp and everything. But again, whatever you need, we're here to help, guys. So take it easy.